Okay, so if you like keyboards and you like retro looking stuff with maybe a wee bit of a modern twist, you might just like this. This is the RT100 PRO from Epomaker, and we're going to take a look at this today. We'll do the usual, we'll do an unboxing, we'll do a sound test, go over the software, the features and so on, and I'll give you my final thoughts at the end of this pretty nifty looking keyboard. And it's got a little secret feature, you might want to stick around to find out what that is. Okay, unboxing time. Like to always do this with the keyboards. So here we can see it's 103K layout, hot swappable PCB. It's got a 1.54 inch screen, tri-mode connectivity and PBT mechanical keycaps. Up the top corner there, 103 keys plus one screen and an 1800 layout. Hot swap gasket. Down the side here we've got our info, 103 keys, ABS plastic case material, plate materials PC, plate mounted stabilizers, hot swappable 3-pin and 5-pin switches, tri-mode connectivity, 1000 Hz in wired and 2.4G mode, 125 Hz in Bluetooth. It's also got a 5000 mAh battery. The size is 433mm by 142 by 45mm and it weighs in a chunky 1.35 kilograms. Around the back we've got some more info on the keyboard, but we'll just get inside and we'll actually see the contents. So we've got a wee hidden part in here. We've got a 1.8 meter braided cable in white, which is a USB Type A to USB Type C. We've got some spare switches and we'll talk about those soon. It's nice to have those. Keycap and switch puller, and then we've got some spare keys caps as well, and that includes the Mac keys if you want to swap that out for Mac style keyboard. Under the keyboard we've got some instructions which I think should have shortcuts and stuff like that to change the lights and so on, and yeah, it does, light control and functions and so on, but we'll cover that again later on. We've also got this card here with some QR codes for their manuals and the software and so on. Keyboard itself, it's got a nice dust cover. Oh, sorry, never noticed. We've got a little screen wipe here. We've got a little cloth. The keyboard itself comes with a dust cover. It's always good to see that included. Keep the cat fur and stuff out of your keyboard. And then onto the keyboard itself. And just when you lift it up right away, my god, this thing is heavy. But I love the build quality of it, the look of it, that retro look. Really, really like that. There's no branding or anything on this. Not that I can see. But at the back here, we've got the on and off switch. And then we've got the Type-C connection to the side. We've also got a volume dial here, and that also acts as a mute button, and again I'll show you that later on. But yeah, no branding at all, apart from the back here with the sticker. Under here we've got a little magnetic panel. You just push that down and it reveals the 2.4G dongle, and that's also magnetic, so that's good. You don't want to lose that. Just got some little rubber feet here. There's no adjustable feet, which is a bit odd, but I suppose the shape and the size of this thing, you probably won't need to adjust it, but just fantastic build quality. I really, really love it, and that old retro grey look with olive green, I would say you would call the keycaps, the escape and the enter keycap. And this is the only colour option this keyboard comes in. Now onto the switches themselves. This keyboard has the creamy jade switch, which are linear switches, but you can also get this with Epomaker's Sea Salt Silent V2 switches. All the switches all come pre-lubed, and I'll just throw a little picture up on the screen just now and you can see the difference between the two switches. But it's good that you've got the choices there. You can choose which one you prefer. And with the switches removed, you can see that this keyboard has south-facing LEDs. Can you see it there at the bottom? Next we'll take a look at the features, some of the controls on this keyboard. So by holding down the function button and the backslash button, we can cycle through all the different colour effects. And there's tons to choose from. There's static ones, there's flashing ones, waves, touch type ones you can see on the screen here, or touch activated I should say. Plenty to choose from. Kind of ripple effect here. All sorts of different effects you can play about with and find one that you prefer. And if you want to change the colour, you can do that again by pressing the function button and hitting the enter key, and it will cycle through the colours that are available for you. We've got green, we've got blue, purple, pink, swan, white, and then the rainbow spew. If you want to change the brightness, function up arrows or down arrows for changing those. And you can also change the speed of the effect by holding the function down and the left and right arrow keys. Adjust the speed. You can also check the battery level by holding the function button down and the spacebar. And now on to one of the excellent features about this keyboard, the screen. So lots of information on this here. We've got the date up the top corner. Just below that, in the big numbers, we've got the time. We've got indicators along the top here when you're using Bluetooth. By holding down function Q, function W or function E, you can hook up 3 devices. You can then hold down function and R to put it into wireless mode. And then at the very end, we've got a little icon there for wired mode. So if we turn the keyboard off, plug the cable in, you'll see the keyboard light up and the wired indicator will be highlighted. We'll change this back to wireless. I'll show you the rest of the things on the keyboard. I've also got some icons here for language, if you're switching between Mac and Windows, so on, and there's also a battery level indicator down the bottom right corner as well. So as well as the shortcut keys, you can actually change a lot of the things through the screen itself. So again, holding down function, page up, page down, flicks you through the different options, and then if you want to go into them, you press function and end, where you can change the languages, the switch between Windows and Mac modes. You can change the speed of the RGB again. We can also change the brightness and so on, the colour, the effect. So pretty much everything you can do with the shortcuts, you can do with the screen, and you can even put a little GIF on there, and I'll show you how to do that in the software. If you want the GIF to stay on permanently, you need to basically press function and end while you've got the GIF highlighted. And of course, the main feature about this is you can remove this screen. You can see the little pins here that connects to the keyboard itself. That allows you to remove it, and underneath it reveals just standard connections for mechanical switches. And you can replace that screen with the extra keys that are missing, which is an excellent feature. I'll just pop all these switches back in and I'll show you what that looks like. And again, this is why it's handy that they give you these spare switches for doing this, and you've still got another spare couple after this as well in case any of them break. You can pop the keycaps on, the spare keycaps that come in the bag I showed you earlier on in the unboxing, and you've got a full keyboard layout now without the screen, if that's what you like. And last thing to show you is the volume dial on the side, so you can see that that's changing the volume on the screen, and if you push the actual button in, or the dial in, that acts as a mute button too. Onto the software now. So if you go to Epomaker's website, search for your keyboard, you should have this screen, and then if you scroll down to here, you'll see downloads, and you can download the manual here if you want to download the manual to have an electronic copy, but you can click here for the actual RT100 PRO driver, and you'll get a web page like this opening up. And here we can see the 2 options, one for Windows or one for Macs. So download that and install it, and then once you've got it installed, you should have a screen like this. Now I'm not going to cover this in any kind of great detail because this software is basically similar for so many of these types of keyboards. It's pretty much all the same. But you can see at the side here we've got keyboard settings where you can go in there and change a lot of your settings, your macro settings, your functions. You can disable keys if you want. You can even go in here, change the debounce on the keyboard. You can change the sleep times for when the backlights turn off on the keyboard, depending on how you've got it hooked up. Same again, if you're using Bluetooth, how quickly the backlight will turn off, or if the keyboard will go to sleep, you can change that. You can change the function layer settings. There's tons and tons of customization you can do here. Macro editing, if you want to do macros, you can go in here and create some macros, and again you can then assign that to the keyboard. Display settings, now this is the one that I think everybody's really going to want to know what to do to get those little GIFs up on the screen. So all you do is download a photo or a GIF, select photo, it'll open up an Explorer. And when the GIF comes in, just bear in mind, depending on the size of the GIF and how many frames there are, it can take quite a long time to actually upload each individual frame to the keyboard. Now that little kitten one I had took nearly, I think it was about nearly 10 minutes before it all installed, so just beware. But you might download a GIF and there's basically editing tools down here to remove some of the frames and so on. If you don't want all of the frames in the GIF, you can cut it shorter and so on. You can use a brush tool to add in your own artistic touch to it. So there's tons and tons of stuff here. And it's once you've got it installed, you can actually save it as well. So in here we can see my works, and you can see the little kitten here, and you can have a whole bunch of ones that you've created, so you can swap them out as you please depending on what kind of mood you're in. You can swap the little GIF out. Other settings, we can also here is where you sync the screen time. Sorry, I almost forgot that. So I do all this with the cable connected to the keyboard, and you can sync the screen time, and it updates the date and the time on the little screen on the keyboard. You can also show system information if you want to do that. And there's a little note here where it needs to be done. Personally, I wouldn't do that. I've got my own monitor, system monitor screen inside my case, so I never ever need to do this. Or you can have the option here of totally clearing the screen altogether, and it'll wipe off whatever GIF you've got shown. So that, to me, this is the main thing that people are ever going to use this software for, is adding a little GIF to it. Light settings, we've got all the light effects that I showed you earlier on. You can actually apply them through the software here, and again you can see that there's tons to choose from. You can change the brightness and so on, the speed, or you can change custom colour. And if you want to do your own lighting effect altogether, we've got this light edit tool here where you can go in and apply individual colours to each individual key and pretty much customise it any way you want. And again, you can save all of these, and then you can have them in your My Works here. Community share, this would normally populate with all different profiles that people have shared, but you need to be registered to see that, so that's why you're not seeing anything here, but you might want to do that. Profile, as I say, I'm not registered, so you're not seeing anything in my profile page. And then the last thing here is driver version and firmware version, and you can check those just to make sure everything's up to date. And there's also options here to have the Epomaker software start on boot. So that's pretty much the software covered. And on to gaming with this keyboard, and I must say I actually really enjoyed using this keyboard while gaming. Everything just felt really precise, there was no false presses or anything like that. And I was a little bit worried just because of the make of the keyboard, the style of the keyboard, that it would maybe slide about the desk, but that additional weight, it absolutely stayed planted. But yep, thoroughly enjoyed it. As I've said in many keyboard videos, I prefer keyboards that are nice and quiet. I don't like the distraction, and this keyboard ticks that box. Super quiet keys. There's probably split opinions about the size of the keyboard. Some people might like a full keyboard where it suits whatever game they're playing, having all those extra keys to be able to press, and then there's others that might like a more compact keyboard to have more space on your desk. I don't mind, to be honest with you. I'm quite happy playing with a full-size keyboard or a compact keyboard. I just adjust my hand positions to suit. So hardcore gamers out there might want more than the 1000 Hz polling rate that this keyboard offers, but that's plenty for me. I'm not a serious gamer as some people out there, and I'm more than happy with it. Gaming on it was excellent, thoroughly enjoyed using it, and it was just comfortable for the hours I was playing Counter-Strike for. Despite that, I'm still crap at the game. So my final thoughts on this keyboard. Now, this is the first keyboard that I've tried from Epomaker, and right out of the box I was just impressed with the overall build quality of it. The weight alone was the first thing that just stood out in me. You could pretty much use this thing as a weapon. Anybody breaks into your house and pick up your keyboard and crack them with it. That will get that sorted. But the other things that I was really impressed with was just the overall sound quality. Now, I love quiet keyboards. I'm not a fan of clicky, clacky keyboards. And if you've watched any of my other previews, any of my other videos, I've said this time and time again, I would rather have a nice, quiet, silent keyboard. So the keyboard's made up of, it's basically got 5 layers of sound dampening on it. And that includes a Poron noise cancelling foam, 2 switch socket pads, a sound enhancement PET, and then you've got the bottom silicone as well to help dampen all those keyboard clicking noises. So it really is a fantastic build quality. Gaming with it was excellent. Didn't have any issues with the gaming. It's obviously handy having the tri-mode as well if you want to hook it up to multiple devices. And yeah, overall just really impressed with it. Will I use it as my daily driver? Unfortunately not, and it's nothing against the keyboard itself. It's a great keyboard. It just doesn't go with my colour scheme at all. Everything I've got is a nice kind of white colour, bright white colour. What I would love to do though is I'd love to build a sleeper PC, you know, an old kind of, one of those old grey style cases, and just have top components in it, and then I would use this keyboard with it. I think that would look absolutely fantastic. It would go with it really well. So it's maybe something for the future. I maybe think of doing something like that in the future. But yeah, overall, just really impressed with the keyboard. I'll leave a link down the bottom in the description where you can buy this. If you've got any questions about the keyboard, please feel free to ask me in the comments below, and I'll answer you when I can. And as always, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll be back with something again soon. See you later on.